Magic is something that has a meaning. You can affect somebody with it. You open them up for a moment. You make them question. Like a little baby doesn't need magic because a little baby is living in a world of astonishment. A little baby is amazed by everything. And that's what magic does for one moment. It strips away all of your layers and leaves you wide open. The person that you're thinking of, what's the relationship to you?
Girlfriend.
You're thinking of your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Is there any way that I could have known that you were going to think of your girlfriend?
I don't think so, no.
Is it possible that I know your girlfriend?
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it.
No way, right? In Japan?
Yeah.
Let me show you something interesting. This seems bizarre, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ignite. See the way it starts to create? Looks like it's almost going to burn. See right through the hole.
Oh, shit! Man!
See this face right there?
I know her. That's a secret. Really? Really? I know her. That's her. That's her, yeah.
Can you see?
That's his kid? That's his girl.
Let's see.
Let me give her a kiss. Miss you, girl. Huh? Watch your back. I gotta go, man. It's like, I don't know if I'm happy or bugged out or what, man. That's kind of crazy. Thanks. Tell that dude thanks, man. I don't even know what to say, man. I just don't. I can't even think right now. Like I mean, I've seen people do magic tricks and whatever, but that's like entirely different. That's like a category of its own. I don't know what it is, man. There's no other explanation for it. And like, I'm not freaked out by it, but it's like I'm kind of inspired by it. Like, think about that. That's amazing.
There's a great quote by Martin Luther King Jr., and he says, "If a man hasn't found something that he would die for, then he isn't fit to live." And that's kind of how I feel about what I do. Ever since I was a little kid, I'd always test myself and push as far as I could with anything. I'd make up an idea in my head that if I didn't get there ahead of everybody, something awful was going to happen. Or I'd pretend I was going to die if I couldn't reach a certain leaf on a tree, and I'd just keep jumping up, I'd always just keep pushing. And the hardest part in the Buried Alive was the last 2 hours. But then when it opened up, it was the greatest part. Like when they lifted that top, I don't know what being born must feel like, but I've never had a feeling like that in my life. It's like if you're afraid of the ocean, and you're in a boat that sinks, and you're left swimming in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, you're no longer afraid of the deep sea, you're surviving, and that's all you're thinking about. And that's what this challenge is. I'm just putting myself in a different frame of mind. I'd rather come out in a body bag than come out in the middle of it. That's true. No question about that.
Please don't die in the ice. 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 All right, that's the end of the story.
There was a point where I had crossed over. I had completely lost track of time. I was slipping in and out of consciousness. I thought this was never going to end.
They continue to yell and shout and cook.
I called Josie over. She walked up to the ice, looked at me, and while I started to try to speak to her, she was pulled away from me. And I was convinced that I was dead and she could no longer see me. I thought at that point that my mind was permanently gone. I wanted to get out of there, but they wouldn't pay any attention to me because they were listening to my initial order, which was don't take me out early under any circumstance. I would never, ever do anything like that again in my life.
Now in the cavity. Earlier, David, just moments ago, David leaned out, talked to Steve Rose, and said, I want out. I want out now. Very large piece of ice. Structurally, you have to be careful. When you create a hole like this, it could collapse. He's out now. His legs look wobbly. He looks very disoriented. His clothes are soaking wet. Here. We remind you, for 3 days he's had no food, just water. I think he's just mentally and emotionally frustrated. It's very difficult, folks, to understand sleep deprivation for 3 days, standing on his feet, no food, as his friends have told you. By looking at him, and you can tell right now he is a little bit disoriented. They're going to take him away. Dr. Rudin, what's happening here?
You know, after there's a stressor, he's been held together by spitting adrenaline inside. The adrenaline is now gone. We've got to make sure he doesn't go into shock right now. We're going to take care of him.
Folks, get back, please. Please, back up. Back it up.
Josie! Get Josie! Just hunt, man. Blast the horn.
They said that he's going into shock.
What?
He's going into shock.
Babe, you're going to be okay. Just hold on.
You're gonna be fine, kid.
Just hold on. You're going to have to be expected, babe. You have to be expected. You know we're going to keep moving. Just hold on.